That's crazy.
Let's go. It's the co-meet, and the 145-pound interim strap is up for grabs when Yair Rodriguez, aka the Painter, takes on Josh Emmett, who we know just comes in and throws absolute meat bombs. This is a guy who hits hard, right? And everything he throws is always with vicious intent. I mean, I always just think back to that late finish he got against Michael Johnson, which was a really bad beat for Michael Johnson because he was honestly winning that fight prior to getting KO'd, but it was basically the final minute, and Josh Emmett just put him to sleep with this beautiful overhand, and it's a testament to his power and his lasting power because this guy hits hard in the first round and he hits hard in the fifth round. And most recently, I was most impressed that he was able to pick up that split decision win against Calvin Kattar, and it was a very close fight, very back and forth, but Calvin Kattar is a very tough out and one of the best guys in the division. So for Josh Emmett to get that win and before that take out Dan Ige and Shane Burgos, I mean, those are some very respectable wins, and it's cool that he's getting this opportunity at a belt. And very interested to see if he has the chops necessary, though, to take out the Painter, who at 14-3-1 has already fought in the UFC 12 times, making his 13th appearance. And most recently, he got that kind of weird, I don't want to say fluky win over Brian Ortega, but that shoulder injury happened. Ortega loses by TKO. And before that, he had that war with Max Holloway where he lost. But the wins against Jeremy Stevens and the Korean Zombie with that up YOLO last second KO was really something to behold. So what are your thoughts on this one? Do you think that Josh Emmett's going to have the power necessary to claim that 145 belt, bring another title back to alpha male, or is this Yair's time and Yair's bringing the belt to Mexico? Who do you got?
Man, this is such a good matchup, and I'm leaning Yair a lot. I'm a big fan of him. I think he should get this done with his reach, his style, and all that. But man, I just worry that Emmett is just going to be a little mini-me powerhouse and just throw the heaviest meat bombs and maybe even bully Yair. This is such a 50-50 for me. It's so hard to pick. I want both guys to win. I like both these guys a lot. But I gotta go with Yair. I like that he's 30. I like the reach. I like the length. And he has been looking like he's getting better and better each fight. While Josh Emmett, he's 37 and he's looking great too, but maybe in that war, versus Calvin Kattar, maybe it took a couple years off him and he might be slower than normal. I don't know. Like, it's not going to surprise me if Josh Emmett sleeps Yair, but also it's not going to surprise me if Yair absolutely pieces him up for 15 minutes and makes it look easy. So I'm going to slightly lean Yair and pick a decision for him on this one.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? And I'm curious to know if Rodriguez does get this done. Is it possible he picks up a finish and maybe gets a KO or a submission, or is that decision the most likely pathway? Curious to see how it shapes up for sure. But in this one, it looks like 71% is rolling with Yair Rodriguez. It's about half and half. Some think the decision, others think that Brown KO, and 29% is rolling with Josh Emmett. I was expecting a little bit more of a KO TKO response for Josh Emmett, for the Josh Emmett backers, but a lot think that he can actually win a decision too, and he did just prove he can go 5 rounds and still have a lot of dangerous moments in the latter stages when he did so against Calvin Kattar. So perhaps there's something to that, but I'm with you. I'm taking Yair Rodriguez. I like him as a minus 165 favorite. I think that's pretty decent odds for how good of a fighter Yair is. And you touched on the size. I do think that the height and the slight reach advantage for Yair might just give Josh Emmett a little bit of issues. And I like Yair to be a little bit too slick on the feet and hopefully just manage to avoid those meat bombs and find a way to really mix it up. Maybe even get a couple takedowns and steal some rounds. And ultimately, I'm with you. I'm going to go with Yair Rodriguez as well. Very torn on whether it's decision or finish, though. Any last thoughts?
No, yeah, like you said, very torn if decision or finish. Both these guys can get it done. Throw in the comments who you taking. Are you taking Yair or Josh Emmett?